Hi all, thank you for joining me for some yoga today, for joining Jacob and I for some yoga today. Today's yoga is going to be a gentle practice, gentle movements, and this can be used for if you're trauma sensitive, or it can be used for a pandemic stress, for the quarantine stress, or it can just be part of your regular flow exercise. So we'll do about 15 minutes of a nice little flow to get everything moving, to get your brain moving, to get those endorphins going, get all those good chemicals going. So finding a space that is safe for you, that feels good for you, grabbing your mat and grab some blocks or stacks of books and grab a strap or a belt. So you can use whatever you need to use. You can also place yourself next to a wall or use a chair. Again, whatever you need to use, whatever helps you feel most stable and most secure while you're taking this class. So we'll go ahead and get started. So when you're ready, finding a place that feels centering for you, that feels comfortable, that feels peaceful, that maybe feels quiet, and rocking it a little bit from side to side, and then a little bit from front to back. So we're grounding ourselves here. So we're bringing ourselves center, we're bringing ourselves into the present, and then side to side. Bringing our minds into the present. It's called mindfulness. And one of the things about mindfulness, let's go ahead and make circles with our torso, is often people think that to do meditation or to be mindful, it means getting rid of all of the thoughts in your head, or it means being able to be in control of all of the thoughts in your head. But actually what mindfulness is it's not getting rid of the waves or making the sea calm, it's learning how to surf the waves. So learning how to move within the chaos, but in a mindful way, being kind to yourself, listening to yourself, listening to your body, listening to others around you, listening to the things around you, and sitting that up. Let's drop our chin to chest, and then let's take our eyes to sky. And again, chin to chest, and eyes to sky. And chin to chest, and eyes to sky. Dropping ear to shoulder, and ear to shoulder. And as you're doing this, maybe recognizing if you're feeling any sensations, any stretching, any soreness, any tightness, or maybe this feels really good. Recognizing those things, so making that connection between your body and your brain. Let's go ahead and take some half circles with our heads, so half neck circles here, and then it's going to go ear, chest, ear, shoulder, nice half neck circles, and then maybe you're dropping that chin to chest in the center, allowing your shoulders to fall away from your ears. Let's lift our heads up center and look over to the right. Think about taking your chin all the way over that shoulder, and let's do a nice spinal twist here. So let's take left hand onto right thigh and give that a nice big twist. Maybe breathing deeply here in your twist. And then taking this back to center, let's take it to the other side, looking over the other way. Chin over shoulder. Let's go ahead and take that right hand onto left thigh. Hand behind and twist. Breathing deeply in this nice twist. And let's bring this back to center. Let's sweep our arms up towards the sky. Let's clasp our hands at the top here. Press our palms to the sky. And now make some space in your rib cage. So making that torso nice and long. Make some space in that rib cage, lengthening up through that. And we're going to do a little breathing for that vagus nerve. I talked about this last week, but we're going to do a little breathing that will release stress, and it'll kind of bring you down from if you're in a panic mode. So let's inhale it deeply here. And exhale, big sigh. Inhale deep. And exhale, big sigh. Calming that nervous system. Inhale deep. And exhale, big sigh. And And again, inhale deep. And exhale, big sigh. Let's go ahead and gently let our arms float and fall towards the floor. Good. Maybe roll that out a little bit, roll it forward a little bit. Let's sweep our arms up. Good, and let's go ahead and drop one hand, reach over to that right side. Let's keep our left glute down onto the floor. So kind of anchoring that left side of the body to the left side of the mat. And then lift this up and we'll take it over to the other side and reach this. And again, anchoring that glute, that hip. And let's lift this up one more time each side. Let's reach up through this. And if you have shoulder issues, feel free to go across the body or down in front of the body. So let's take it to the other side. You're either up, you're across, or you're down. So whichever is feeling best for you today in this moment. Good, and then let's gently release that. Maybe again, rolling those shoulders out and then rolling them forward. And then moving ourselves back a little bit. So let's go ahead and move ourselves. We're going to take our legs out in front of us. Keep our knees very bent. We're going to reach up through our arms and hinge ourselves forward. So we're lengthening through the spine and lengthening. So we're not rounding ourselves. We're lengthening, reaching through back, reaching through the spine. So inhale and lift this up, and exhale, hinge this forward. Inhale and lift this up, and exhale, hinge. Inhale and lift, and exhale, hinge. And inhale and lift, and exhale and hinge. Inhale and lift it. Let's release our arms to our sides. Good. Go ahead and straighten those legs. And let's go ahead and bring our right leg in. Give that leg a nice big hug. And take that other leg over. Take that leg over the left leg. Let's reach our left hand around. And a nice big spinal twist here. But now we're adding in that hip. We're adding in that glute. Deep twist. Deep breathing here. Deep breath. Good. Let's bring this back to center. And let's go ahead and twist it towards the middle. So we'll twist it inside a little bit. And again, breathing deeply. Get that nice twisting breath here. And let's bring this back to center. Release that. Good. Let's go ahead and bring our other leg in. So bring our left leg in. Take our left leg over. Reach our right arm around and take this around. Lift it. And a nice big twist here. Flex through that right foot so we're engaging that other side of the body, so we're engaging that right leg. That means that whole body's working right now. Very nice. And then let's take this to the center. So again, lifting a little taller, nice big twist, breathing deeply here. And bring this back to center. Good, let's go ahead and take our legs underneath us. We'll go into a little bit of a balance. So we'll do our cat and cow first. So let's go ahead and drop our belly to the floor, take our eyes to the sky as we inhale. Round our spine, chin to chest, exhale. Let's do a few of these. So do a few rounds of this cat and cow. Dropping our belly, rounding that up. And again, dropping that belly and rounding that up. Let's bring our back flat. Let's go ahead and take our right leg out. And then lengthen through our left arm. So we'll hold our balance here. So holding this right here, we're going to take our elbow to our knee for 6 times if it's available to you. If not, feel free to stay here or here because it's strengthening your core just as effectively. So let's go ahead and bring this in for 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good, let's reach through this. Release our arm and release our leg. Let's take it to the other side. So left leg comes up, flex through that. Reach through that right arm. And again, you can stay here, or go ahead and take that elbow to knee 6 times. So we'll bring it in for 6 and reach. It's 5 and reach. It's 4 and reach. It's 3 and reach. Last 2. Reach. Last 1 and reach. Good. Release the arm and release the leg, and let's take it back into a child's pose. So it's our first child's pose. Feel free to use a block if there's space between your glutes and your heels, or a blanket or a pillow. Otherwise, we're going to take ourselves down, and again, feel free to use a block in front. So if you want a block for your forehead, taking yourselves down to that nice child's pose. So let's go ahead and keep it here. Breathing deeply. Okay, so coming out of that child's pose, now we'll stretch the shoulders a little bit and the back. So let's go ahead and lift our left arm up. Let's lift this up, and let's go ahead and sweep this through, thread the needle, and stretch through the shoulder, through the back. Both palms down, and then temple, forehead on the floor, and stretch through this and breathe into this. And then press this up. Let's take it to the other side. So let's go ahead and lift this up and sweep this through. Take this down, both palms down, temple, forehead on the floor, and stretch through that and breathe into this stretch. And then bring ourselves back up onto all fours. Let's curl our toes under and go into our first downward facing dog. Let's keep our knees bent and lift our tails to the ceiling. So lengthen up through that, from that top of the head, crown of the head, all the way to the tip of that tailbone. Lengthen through arms, through that spine, and then when you're ready, begin to pedal those feet. Taking those heels towards the floor. And then finding some stillness here in this downward facing dog. And if your hamstrings are tight, feel free to keep those knees bent the whole time. Or if your calves are tight, whatever. So lifting up on our toes, let's take our heels high. Let's drop both of our heels over to one side. So over to the right. And then let's lift this up and drop over to the other side. And then lift this up. Again, relax that head and neck, maybe nodding that head yes, or shaking that head no. Taking it into plank. Let's shift our weight forward, drop to fronts of our knees, uncurl our toes, lower heart to the floor, and then heart off of the floor. Let's take it into Sphinx pose, so right down onto those elbows, that our eyes are to the sky, so it's kind of a modified cobra. On those elbows, lifting that up. Nice stretch in that low back. Good, let's curl our toes, hands by our chest, press ourselves back, child's pose. Stretch that out a little bit right there. Lengthen through that and breathe. Let's walk both of our hands over to the right and sit that left glute to that left heel. And then walk hands over to the left, right glute to right heel. Bring this back to center. Good, let's bring ourselves up and roll over onto our backs. Go ahead and grab your block and grab a strap. So we'll do some bridge here to strengthen that back, that lower back. Let's take that block in between those knees. Line our feet up with our knees are lined up with our hips. Let's press through the hands, through the elbows, through those triceps, and let's lift that pelvis towards the sky. Take our chin to chest. Flatten through our feet, root through those feet. Holding this here, breathing deeply. And then one vertebrae at a time. Let's go ahead and roll this spine down towards the floor. So make it imprint onto the floor. Roll that down, 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 and then hips hit the floor. And then lift this up and hold. Inhale it deep. And exhale. And then again, let's slowly roll this down. Imprint that spine onto the floor. One vertebrae at a time. Hips go down, and then lift this up and hold. And breathe. And once again, one vertebrae at a time, rolling that spine down. And then go ahead and lift this up and hold, inhaling and exhaling deeply. And then slowly rolling this all the way down towards the floor and release that. Go ahead and release that block. Reach behind one knee and pull that in, and then behind the other, pull that in. And then one more time, each side, reach that in, and then the other side. And reach behind both, chin to chest, forehead to the knees, and release. And we'll go into happy baby's pose, so grab your strap, or you don't have to use a strap if you don't want to. So either grabbing your outside of your foot or inside of your foot, whatever feels best for you. Taking our knees, imagining that they're going right by our rib cage, the outside of the rib cage, flattening through our shoulders, through our back, maybe even rocking it a little bit from side to side. This releases so many things, releasing those hips, releasing the back, the shoulders, the neck. Breathe into this. Good, let's release right, release left, but keep our knees up and drop both of those knees over to one side and take this into a spinal twist. Right here, looking the opposite way. So looking away from those legs. Bring this back to center, take it over to the other side, so dropping both of our knees over the other side, looking away from those legs. And bring this back to center. Let's line ourselves up for bridge. Once again, this time in our bridge, let's go ahead and press through our hands or have your block next to you. Press ourselves up into bridge, and then let's go ahead and take that block and we're going to take it right below that low back. So you're kind of like the top of your glutes and your low back are going to rest on that when we get to that part. So that's where your block is going to be. We're going to lift ourselves up into that nice strong bridge right here, holding and breathing. Those knees are lined up with our hips and then with our ankles. Good, holding this, holding this. We'll do 3 deep breaths here, so inhaling it deeply. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale, and inhale, and exhale. And we're going to slowly drop the pelvis to the floor, or actually to your block. So dropping that low back, those glutes to that block, press through that, and we're going to lift our legs up. So now we've got a supported shoulder stand. So we've got our glutes, low back resting right there on that block. So our legs can go up. Got that right there, pressing through the hands, getting our feet, our legs a little bit of leverage, a little bit of help to keep them up into the sky. Good, breathing it here. Good, and then gently release right, release left. You can move that block out from underneath you. Drop your pelvis all the way to the floor, and then reach behind right leg, pull that in, and reach behind left, pull that in. Reach behind both, chin to chest, forehead to the knees. And let's release this into happy baby's pose one more time. So either grabbing the outside or the inside of those feet, or using your strap, whatever feels best for you. And then maybe rocking that from side to side or keeping it still, whatever feels best for you today. And breathe as everything begins to relax and melt. Good, and release the right leg, release the left leg, but again, let's not put them down. Keep our knees together, drop them both over to one side. Arms into that T, look away from those legs and breathe. Bring this back to center. Take it over to the other side, looking away. And bring this back to center. Now we can release our legs down. Let's go ahead and take our right ankle, place it onto left thigh. Let's reach behind the left thigh. Go ahead, pull this in. Pull that in towards you. More hip flexor stretch, more glute stretch, and hip stretch right there. Breathing into that stretch. And gently release. And release. Let's take it to the other side. So left ankle on right thigh. Reach behind right thigh. Go ahead and pull that towards you. Stretch through that hip, through that glute. Inner thigh, outer thigh. And then release. Good, let's press our heels towards one end of the room. Reach our fingers towards the other end, so we'll move into final relaxation. Use whatever you need here. Grab pillows, blankets, whatever you need. Grab your eye pillow. Lengthen through that torso, through that low back, lifting that up off of the floor. Add an inch or two to your height here. Really reach, maybe rotate the wrists or rotate the ankles. The lungs are full of air, making that belly full of air. So lifting that, and then when you're ready with your exhale, allow yourself to begin to sink, to begin to settle into your mat, and then into the floor, and then into the earth. And you can let those feet fall open. You can bend at your knees, whatever feels best for you in this relaxation. But as you're beginning to quiet your mind, as you are slowing and quieting the body, maybe with those eyes closed, imagining that you're hovering over your body, and you can look down on yourself and taking a body scan here from your toes all the way to the top of your head. And pay attention if there's any soreness or any tightness, any pain. Recognizing where those spaces are and maybe sending your breath there and allowing yourself to relax a little bit more in those areas and continuing to quiet and relax and breathe. And slowly, when you're ready, beginning to bring yourself back to the present, beginning to bring your body back to the present, beginning to bring your mind back to the present, and finding a seated form that feels best for you. Or you can stay lying down. Again, whatever feels best for you. I've got the animals surrounding me. Let's inhale, sweep our arms towards the sky. Bring our palms together, dropping our hands down in front of the heart. Eyes follow our fingers, chin to chest. Lifting head center, take fingers to forehead. As we leave today, let us think thoughts of truth and thoughts of love. Thoughts that are kind and thoughts that are pure. Thoughts that encourage and uplift and do not discourage or tear down. Take fingers to the lips. As we leave today and speak with others, let us speak words of love and words of truth. Words that encourage and uplift and do not discourage or tear down. And take hands to heart. As we leave today, let our lives be a light of truth and a light of love, having hearts of compassion and mercy, knowing that we have not been given a spirit of fear, but the spirit of love and a sound and peaceful mind. Inhale it deeply. And cleansing exhale. And namaste. Thank you once again for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, morning, whatever your time is bringing you. Be blessed. Know that you are worthy and that you are seen, that you are heard, you are valuable and important. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.